Welcome back students, myself Vishal Pandey, I am your English teacher, and as I have already started Albert Einstein at school, this is a chapter of biography of Albert Einstein himself taken from your snapshot book. Let us have a discussion. This is a portrait of Albert Einstein as you can see on the screen. Now this is also a portrait of Albert Einstein playing a guitar. A bit about Einstein, if you want to know something about Einstein. Albert Einstein was born in 1879, in the year 1879. His main contribution to physics was theory of relativity. So theory of relativity was given by Albert Einstein himself. He is also known as father of modern physics. So keep this in your mind. These are some description about Albert Einstein. I want to take you deep into this story by just telling some backgrounds of Albert Einstein. This will help you a lot to understand the story, the biography of Albert Einstein itself. He worked as a professor at the Berlin Academy. Berlin is in Germany, and after that he shifted himself and became a citizen of United States, that is US. He also helped and play a major role in making atom bombs as well. So this is all about Albert Einstein, and don't forget that he was also awarded Nobel Prize of Physics in the year 1921. Nobel Prize is a very eminent prize, a peculiar prize which he was awarded by a Nobel Prize he was awarded in the year 1921. So this was all the introduction of Einstein himself. E is equal to mc square. The formula has been given by Albert Einstein. Being a student of maths and science, I hope that you all can understand this. I will not waste so much time on this theory and this concept. So let us move forward. Immigration. Now from here the story starts, and your role and my role, now from here it makes an important aspect of the story. From here you have to understand the story, because before starting this, let me tell you about this chapter, this biography, that Albert Einstein was not very much curious about learning history, geography, economics and all the art subject in his school life. He was fascinated towards physics, chemistry, biology, science and more subjects, mathematics, etc. and etc. But unfortunately he was studying in a type of school where only arts and maths were taught to him. No science were taught in that particular school. Let us talk about that why Albert Einstein famous, why he became famous, how he became famous, how he became a scientist. In 1933, Einstein decided to immigrate to the United States due to the rise to power of the Nazis under Germany's new Chancellor Adolf Hitler. As you all are aware that Adolf Hitler was a dictator and he was from Germany. At the same time of period, Albert Einstein was also living in Germany. He was also a citizen of Germany. So he don't want that due to the interaction between Hitler and Albert Einstein takes place and some fault can be generated. Adolf Hitler wants that Einstein should work for Adolf Hitler only, but Einstein was having some different ideas. So he immigrated from Germany and went to US, United States, because if Hitler started approaching you, you cannot say no to Adolf Hitler. So Albert Einstein escaped from Germany and he went to US and he take the citizenship of United States. This is the theory of relativity, E is equal to mc square. We will not discuss in detail this. It is just that you have to know this, that this theory is also given by Albert Einstein. Now this is the introduction of story which we are taking, the biography of Albert Einstein at school. The introduction of the story. Albert Einstein was born in Ulm in the kingdom of Wittenberg in the German Empire on 14th March in the year 1879. So Albert was born in the year 1879 on 14th of March. Where? In Germany, but in German Empire in the kingdom of Wittenberg. His parents were Hermann Einstein, a salesman and engineer, and Pauline Koch. So basically his parents were Hermann Einstein, his father, and his father's desire were that he should learn in a school where art subject must be taught. But Albert Einstein's concept, his visualization, his ideologies were different rather than from his parents. So the Einstein were non-observant Ashkenazi Jews, and Albert attended a Catholic elementary school in Munich. This was the school from the age of 5 for 3 years. He took admission in an elementary school which was there in Munich. ये वही स्कूल है जहाँ पे अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन को बिल्कुल भी स्टडीज़ पसंद नहीं आई. We will be discussing about this school, the staff of the school, the teachers and the friends of Albert Einstein. Everything we will be discussing. But keep this in your mind that the school was located in Munich. At the age of 8, he was transferred to the Leopold Gymnasium, now known as the Albert Einstein Gymnasium, where he received advanced primary and secondary school education until he left the German Empire 7 years later. Students, this is a very interesting story about his schooling life, that Albert Einstein started hating social science. Why? I will tell you in detail. Now this is all the introduction of the chapter Albert Einstein at school. So children, as you can see on the screen, the character analysis of this chapter. This is very important. These characters are very important because before visualizing the characters, you cannot move ahead to understand the story. So first of all, the hero of this story is Albert Einstein because it is the biography of Albert himself. Second, Mr. Brown, his history teacher. Mr. Brown is his history teacher. I will be telling you about Mr. Brown as well. Yuri, a best friend of Albert Einstein. A friend in need is a friend indeed. So he was that type of friend. Dr. Ernest Will, a neurospecialist. I told you in the virtual classes that who is the neurospecialist? Who deals lunatics, who deals in lunatic asylum, पागल खाने में जो काम करते हैं या जो न्यूरोसर्जन्स होते हैं, they are called neurospecialist. Mr. Koch, mathematics teacher. ये mathematics teacher was very close to Albert Einstein. I will be telling you this also. Elsa was his cousin sister. Elsa was Albert's cousin sister. She was not living near Albert, but whenever she gets the time, in summer vacation, in winter vacation, she used to come and see Adolf Hitler. What is this all about? What is this all about stands for what the story demands. What is there in the story? As Albert's class was on, the history teacher Mr. Brown asked Albert if the Prussians defeated the French to Waterloo. Means history teacher Mr. Brown started asking question to Albert Einstein that Albert, please tell me Did Prussians defeated French at the Waterloo? True, false, or you can give some explanation. Do you? These were the questions of Mr. Brown. Albert Einstein didn't like this type of questions because he have faith in history, but rather than just learning the dates, years, and who defeated to whom, where they defeated, instead of learning all these things, he suggests in his mind, he wants to know the objectives of that battles, that why those battles are taking place, what were the reasons behind that, what are the characteristics behind that. So he want to understand all the characteristics rather than understanding the dates, the years, who defeated to whom, and where they were defeated. So these, because of his answer, because he was not giving the appropriate answers to his history teacher was not liking Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein was always regular, he was punished by his history teacher. So all the way when Mr. Brown started history, teaching history, Albert Einstein used to go, Mr. Brown punished him, and he was all the way standing outside to the classroom. So Albert was very much, he was in sorrow. Why? Because as a child he feels that my ideas, my faith, my beliefs are not considered in my class. As a student, if I am having some intellectual, if I am having some information, if I am having some advices, why my advices are not considered by my history teacher? Because history teacher is asking when this battle was fought, between whom this battle was fought, where this battle was fought, what we will do by this all informations, rather than we should know that why this battle was fought. So this was his Albert Einstein's different ideas. He want to learn physics, he want to learn chemistry, but in his school there were no importance. The teachers were not teaching chemistry and physics, they were only teaching social science, drawings, mathematics, etc. and etc. So he didn't like the school. Albert Einstein didn't like this school. He would have to come to it again. He lived in a small room. It was one of the poorest quarters of Munich. Remember, Albert Einstein's school was in Munich. So he was all alone, but he was supported by his friend Yuri. Yuri was one of the friends who understands Albert's ideas, who understand Albert's feeling. So let us see that how Yuri helped Albert. As he asked Yuri if he had a doctor friend, Yuri told him that he had in Dr. Ernest Will. So Albert Einstein decided that he will leave the school because no one is considering his ideas. So he will leave the school and he will go away from this school and take admission in another school. So he started planning something to move out from that particular school, and he take the help of his friend Yuri. What were the planning? What he did after that? We will discuss this in the next presentation, in the next video. Watch this video and try to understand it. Thank you so much.